Well, hi, Nick.
Heynderickx, welcome back to eTown.
Nice to be back.
Nice to see you. It's been a while. I think it's been almost exactly the time between your records, right? You were here right after your first record came out.
Yeah, it's about a first grader's amount away.
Yeah. That's a good way to think about it. From birth to being in the first grade is about how long it's been since we've seen each other.
Yes, it's
okay.
true.
I follow this.
I admit, I told you I'm someone who's very nervous around cameras and being interviewed.
Oh.
But I really like you and Helen.
Oh, thank you.
And I am willing to brave my discomfort out of respect for your process and radio show.
Thank you. Well, we'll keep it friendly and brief. First of all, I think I mentioned at the top you'd been through a lot of things that could potentially be good fodder for songwriters, including a pandemic and a breakup and a move and all kind of disruption.
You would think you would just crank out your magnum opus with that much darkness around, but for me, I just was watching the music industry kind of crumble, and I was preparing to go back to school, and I just started studying weird things on my own to find joy outside of music.
Wow. Like, what did you study?
I studied herbalism.
Yeah.
I studied foraging and local plants around the Pacific Northwest.
Wow.
But then a weird thing happened where a lot of college kids started listening to my music, and it felt like a TikTok revolution saved my career.
Wow. So you suddenly had a responsibility to get back on the game.
Suddenly every 16 to 19-year-old noticed me in the grocery store.
Wow, that's amazing. And it's funny because if you think about your title song, Seed of a Seed, you're referencing the fact that parents try their best. Mm-hmm. You're also referencing a quest for a simpler life away from technology and more time in nature. Mm-hmm. And then here it is that technology kind of delivers you your career all of a sudden.
It's pretty ironic.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm stuck in a weird myth. I even had, I think, a music school reach out to me, like, we want to talk about how well you market yourself.
Wow.
And but my revolution is that don't market yourself at all. I think people are tired of being sold things, and I think my job as artist is try to make the most wholesome song that I can, and take a long time trying to make that, and then share it, and that's it. And I don't want people to know what I'm eating for breakfast, or who I'm dating, or what vegetables I'm buying, but I just, I pour a lot into the music, and the music I make with my friends who I love, so.
It's interesting because growing up, as I did in the 60s and 70s...
the golden days, yes.
The golden days. I see, for example, in the video that you made for Foxglove, the first song you played, it has this ecstatic couple dancing in a field by the ocean, and it's got a sort of a patina of old film, and it seems like a vintage bit of artistry of filmmaking. It's
slower art.
It's what?
Slower art.
Slower art.
Like slow food.
Yeah, slow food, yeah. But it had definitely a 60s kind of back to the land sort of vibe to it, which I thought was really transparent and appropriate. And I do hear pieces and parts of, whether it's Donovan or Joni Mitchell or other things, in your music. And so I can tell that that's an era that you appreciate. And the sensibilities you appreciate.
It is. I think my friend Evan Atwood filmed that on a Super 8 camera. Yeah. And that was a lot of fun.
There's vintage right there.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know, film and recording to tape, these things require a lot of thoughtfulness. And even though this record was not recorded to tape, I just think going slow and being careful to know like what information you're filling into your brains and hearts all the time. I'm just really worried for my generation and younger. Yeah. Just because we didn't get to grow up in a place without this much technology. And I'm just watching it affect my friends and the people around me. So a lot of things in this record trickle in my relationship to technology and my anger towards marketing. So.
And interviews.
Yes, but this one's going good so far.
Okay, good. All right. We're not marketing. We're chatting. I mean, I think that there. I'm of course a fan and someone who appreciates the creative process. And I have great respect for people who have the courage to express themselves candidly and do so in a creative environment that isn't particularly driven by a trend or a theme or a marketing plan or whatever. And I know that, as I mentioned, I kind of alluded to it before, but it's not easy. It's not easy to express yourself, to make a song, to feel good about the song, to record it, to share it, and then to go out every night and play it and entertain while you're sharing your personal revelation that came from a moment of solitude. All of that stuff is brave.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, I think it's, especially for someone as sensitive as you.
Thank you. It's taken a lot. It feels like trying to keep a vessel clean to some degree. And then when you read or when you're just on your phone too much, when you're not taking care of your health, when you start worrying and your anxieties take over, I think it's very easy to lose the root of tending to your practice and to your muse. And it's taken a lot. And I go slow. This record took a long time, and each song felt like a little lesson that took me a long time to learn. So,
what are your tricks for being on the road and doing, maintaining that equilibrium and that sense of pace when it's like, okay, lobby call at 8, and then you drive and you go
touring with these sweeties, my band.
Yeah.
We got Bill Marsh on guitar and Daniel Rossi on drums, and Matt Holmes on upright, and each of them have such a unique story with their musical practice and journey. And I tour with people I love. I work with people I love. I really, for music to just be the labor of love all around.
That's great. Well, congratulations again. I appreciate the fact that you're not compelled to crank it out. Like, oh well, it's I better do another record because it's been a year or whatever. It's not the way it works for you and for the music that we care about. It's got to be deeply personal and honest. So
thanks, Nick.
Thanks for taking your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Let's get back to music. Welcome back, along with her fine band, Heynderickx.